Hello and welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're looking at how David Beckham became the world's richest footballer. When David Beckham retired from football in 2013, he pulled the curtain down on a career most top professionals could only dream of. He played during the most glorious period in Man United's history, winning 10 trophies in the process, captained his country for nearly 6 years, played in 4 of Europe's top 5 leagues, winning titles in 3 of them, and even managed to fit a lucrative spell in the MLS in between. But what Beckham did on the field was just one aspect of what he achieved during his time as a player. He may not have been the only footballing icon of the early 21st century, but he was certainly the most famous, capitalising on the global exposure offered by playing in the Premier League and marrying a Spice Girl. By the time he left Man United in 2003, he had built a brand to rival the club itself. And by the time he stopped kicking a ball 10 years later, was experienced in the world of business, fashion and philanthropy. And while the years since his retirement have seen footballers' wages grow exponentially bigger, especially for those at the top, Beckham is still king in this regard. In 2020, his reported net worth of $450 million is more than Lionel Messi's and is only matched by Cristiano Ronaldo. But how did the boy from East London come to build such a powerful business alongside his football career? This is Everything You Need to Know, the series where we tell you the story behind some of football's defining moments, and in this case, one of its most prominent figures. Although born in Leytonstone, around 200 miles south of Old Trafford, David Beckham had Manchester United in his blood. Both his parents were fanatical Red Devils supporters, and his father, who coached him during his early years, gave him the middle name Robert, after the legendary Bobby Charlton. So while his talents earned him a place in the Tottenham Hotspur Academy by the time he was 12, when Alex Ferguson came calling in 1991, it was a no-brainer for the teenager. Beckham was part of the famous side which won the FA Youth Cup in 1992, and he made his first team debut for United in the League Cup soon after, at the age of just 17. But he wouldn't get another shot until 2 seasons later, scoring on his Champions League debut against Galatasaray, before being sent on a month-long loan to Preston in the 4th tier, where he displayed early signs of his famed pinpoint delivery, even scoring directly from a corner. It wouldn't be long before the whole country was in on it. In 1996, a 21-year-old Beckham kicked off the new season by scoring from his own half against Wimbledon, providing the football-watching public with the first truly spectacular moment of his career. Beckham later said, "When my foot struck that ball, it kicked open the door to the rest of my life." Coincidentally, it was also the first time Beckham wore Adidas Predator boots, kicking off a love affair between the footballer and the brand, which continues to this day. He went on to win the PFA Young Player of the Year award that season, and took the iconic number 7 shirt on Eric Cantona's retirement, following in the footsteps of his hero Brian Robson. Not even being transformed into a national hate figure by the UK tabloid press after his infamous sending off at the 1998 World Cup could stop Beckham's meteoric rise. He was instrumental in United's treble-winning 98-99 campaign, bagged the Ballon d'Or's runners-up spot ahead of Luis Figo, and in the year 2000 was awarded the England captaincy. By this point, Beckham had become just as big a superstar away from the football field. His model good looks and marriage to world-famous Spice Girl Victoria Adams made him the ideal figurehead for English football's shiny modern image, and he was an advertiser's dream. His first major brand deal with Brill Cream in 1997 was worth £1 million, and led to a 50% increase in sales of the product, and it was a sign of things to come. In his autobiography, Sir Alex Ferguson described David Beckham as having an unbreakable urge to make the best of himself and his talent. The Englishman was a famously hard-working footballer and applied the same work ethic to cultivating his brand. A multi-million-pound deal with Adidas in 2001 solidified him as one of the faces of the global game, and he would go on to secure lucrative partnerships with Pepsi and Gillette, with the latter bagging him £40 million. But Beckham was never content with simply being a brand ambassador. After all, these companies approached him for the fact he was a cultural icon. At a time when male sportsmen, and especially footballers, were still viewed exclusively as tough, macho role models, Beckham stood out for embracing the world of high fashion, where Victoria would become a big player. He took up modelling, was often seen wearing coordinated outfits with his wife on the red carpet, and switched between different hairstyles as if to correspond with the seasons, from the buzz cut of autumn 2001 to the blonde-tipped mohawk of summer 2002. Setting a trend that would be imitated by 2 of the most brand-savvy footballers working today in Neymar and Paul Pogba. Beckham helped redefine masculinity for the millennial generation, and in doing so, became an almost priceless asset. This was reflected in the groundbreaking deal he struck with Manchester United in 2002. which made him the highest paid footballer in the world. Beckham's new terms saw him triple his wages, taking home £90,000 a week, £20,000 of which accounted for his image rights alone. The same year, he launched his own children's fashion label, DB07, with Marks & Spencer, and even had his name in the title of a film, with Bend It Like Beckham proving a surprise smash at the box office. In 2004, he extended his contract with Adidas, which involved him developing his own personal logo with the sportswear manufacturer, inspired by his trademark free kicks. By this point, Beckham had moved to Real Madrid, having seen his celebrity persona grow too big for Alex Ferguson to handle at Old Trafford. And while he didn't win anywhere near as much silverware in Spain as he had in England, the transfer tied in perfectly with his glossy image, elevating him to Galactico's status alongside Zidane, Figo, Ronaldo and Roberto Carlos. It obviously helped that the Spanish giants were themselves partnered with Adidas. After 4 years in Madrid, Beckham made the boldest decision of his career, leaving the Bernabeu for LA Galaxy in a move which put business above any notion of challenging himself on the football field. As well as his paying salary, he also took a share of the club's revenue, and he's estimated to have made over $250 million, including commercial endorsements during his time there. Beckham helped the side win back-to-back MLS Cups, and in his first season alone, the Los Angeles outfit made more than double the revenue of any other franchise in the division. And he didn't even have to sacrifice his footballing credibility. His loans to AC Milan saw him play under Carlo Ancelotti and alongside Kaká, Pirlo, Maldini and Ronaldinho. Meanwhile, his 5-month spell with PSG in 2013 saw him play against Barcelona in the Champions League and helped the club to its first Ligue 1 title under Qatari ownership, ensuring he ended his career as a prestigious figure on the field too. Now let's look at his legacy. When David Beckham signed for Real Madrid, he chose the number 23, the same worn by Michael Jordan, a sportsman he has always looked up to, and it's no surprise that he stuck with it when he moved to the USA. And while Beckham can't match the legendary basketball player for the impact he had on his sport, he is the closest thing to him in football when it comes to pioneering commercial success. In 2016, it was revealed Beckham was only second to Jordan on the list of top-earning retired athletes, and while Ronaldo may trump him in the future, the man he was bought to replace at Old Trafford back in 2003 paved the way for the CR7 brand to thrive. His time in LA also had a huge impact on the MLS in the long run, helping to grow its global reach, with superstars like Thierry Henry, David Villa and Didier Drogba subsequently joining a league generally seen as unprofitable before Beckham's arrival. By the time he left in 2012, the competition had expanded from 13 to 19 clubs, and they plan to have 30 franchises operating by 2022. The initial deal he signed with LA Galaxy also included the option to buy an MLS team for $25 million when he retired, a privilege for which you'd now have to pay over $150 million. With Inter Miami now fully established, Beckham's influence on the US soccer industry will only continue to grow. Beckham's brand was also built on him being relatable to people, and he's helped ensure his continued success in retirement. From the David Beckham Academy to his work as an ambassador for UNICEF to the donation of his entire €4 million earnings at PSG to children's charities in France. He has earned the respect of his peers and fans in a way many other athletes have struggled to do. Almost unthinkable after the ugly scenes which followed that sending off against Argentina all those years ago. But the most important part of Beckham's legacy is his family. While Victoria continues to grow her fashion empire, their sons are set for big futures, with Brooklyn already enjoying a career in photography and modelling, while their magnetism in the media has seen them become the UK's unofficial royal family. Even at this stage, the Beckham brand is still just getting started. And that's all we have time for today, but let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Bye for now.